Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I am over in EverQuest Legends once more in the town of Felwithe. And let's see here. Who do we have that's currently online with us? Let's chat. Going over to players, we're gonna go to friends, and we're gonna select food. Looks like we've got Baz in here. Now that is one of our fellow watchers here. I believe he had said yesterday that he hasn't really been playing much. Because he kind of got, wanted to wait for live, I believe. We've got Lanidan over here judging me amiably. Just trying to beg with him, beg from him. Not beg with him, that's entirely different. I don't know, maybe he's a beggar, who knows? It doesn't really look like a beggar. Alright, so I don't really think that's what's going on here. Let's come over and I think we head back to town and try to put some of this stuff into our Tradeskill depot. Maybe in the bank if it won't fit in the depot. Or if it doesn't go in the depot because it's not a Tradeskill item, that's another option. Plug my phone in over here real quick too, because I just realized that I haven't had it plugged in an hour and I may need it later. Alright. I don't know about you guys, but my phone's battery life is not super long at the best of times, so. Okay, now I had found out earlier about these windows, the, we call it the temporary spell windows in EverQuest too, but I think this is like short buffs, short duration buffs, something like that window, and then the regular buffs window. Not really clear on why some of the things are as they are in that, because like why is Silos Accelerando in my like buffs window and not in my short duration buffs? I don't really understand that. And then also I think I have 5 slots on the Symphonic Aura. Let me check and make sure if that's true or not. Yes, I do. I have 5 slots that should be casting auto-pulsing on the Symphonic Aura, and obviously I must not have all 5 of those being utilized at this time, which means to me, among other things, that I ought to add another slot onto my spell slot window there. Spell gems, right? Let's auto-merge this, even though we don't have any to merge with, and you know, maybe actually I should just sell it because I don't have any room in my bags right now. So we'll just go ahead and sell that so that my bags don't fill up. And we'll head toward the lift. You know, I looked at Faz over here, but I didn't check to see what level he is. I kind of don't know how far up that was. There we go. Level 23 Monk Shaman Necro, it says. That's alright. We should say hello. Let's see. We're going to do a T, and then we're going to go F-A-S-Z, because I think that's right. Hey there, I shall say. And let's see, it did go through. Great. Now, will I notice when he responds? I don't know. I feel like probably I need to make this its own separate window. What if we, can we pull this tab out? I feel like I was able to pull the tab out. Okay, new chat window, possibly. Because I feel like I need to have my personal chats in a different area so that I can see them properly. So let's see. Maybe, I mean, detaching tab is kind of what I want to do. But let's just type new chat window. Okay, unfortunately, that doesn't open chat 3 whenever I do that. So let us maybe close that tab and then try again. Let's come over here, and what can I do? I can move the tab left to right. I can rename the tab. Detach tab is simply not there. Move tab to window. That's I don't have a window to move the tab to, so it makes sense for that not to be there. Let's see here. what if we click arrange? Is there, no. I think that's for the whole thing. Step Grandpa says, can new tab or new chat, and then click on the filters and select tells. Sure, I was hoping to just drag it out. Like, can I not just pull it out, you know? Oh, there we go, maybe. Move tab to window is available now. Oh, detach tab is too. There we go. All right. So maybe it was just the one called main chat that I couldn't move, and these other ones are A-OK. Let's see. Let's try to resize this appropriately because right now it's massive. And we want to be able to put it somewhere, right? Now, we have to go over to the corner there to find this. The question is, where do I put it? I guess I could just put it right there for now. Will I notice it there? Who knows? We'll see. That way I can have the main chat up and I can have that chat up simultaneously. Perhaps I could move this chat down a bit so that it's out of the way. And then I could bring this chat over here and make it a little, that looks a little bit better. I like that better. I think that works for me. All right. So, moving forward, let's head toward that lift again. Maybe I can kill bats along the way. Who knows? If I can manage to only go after the bats. See, I'm already distracted though, because I see these bandits and I'm like, do they have red wine? We have to find out. Is it only mead that they have? Do they have other forms of alcohol? Now, somebody, I don't remember which of you was telling me, but somebody was telling me the other day that, that we can get like, turn in the red wine and muffins, I think, to somebody in Freeport. And, if we do, I accidentally auto-merged that. What a fool I am. But anyway, we can turn it into somebody in Freeport and get, I want to say like a racial unlock, maybe Wood Elf racial unlock from some quest in Freeport, I believe is what I was told. I cannot remember any of the details whatsoever beyond what I've said, but I think that that's what somebody said, something to that effect. I feel like it was red wine. It might have been white wine, or I might be completely wrong about all things that I've said. That's another option. Okay, let's look around. Do we see any of those lovely lifts? Not really. There's one right there. As soon as I say that, it emerges from the fog, and I'm facing the wrong direction to go onto it. Step Grandpa says 3 unlocks, I think. Need 400 of each. 400 wines, 400 muffins? I'm not sure. Or is it 400 faction? I don't know. 400 something. Red wine and muffins. That is a lot of red wine and muffins. I don't know where to get red wine. I've seen them for sale, and thus far I haven't found them on anyone dropping or anything like that. Oh my gosh, our bat. Can I hit it? Let's see if it works. Good. I was able to hit it from the lift going up. How nice. Wonderful. All right. Let's come over to this nice individual here who won't trade with me. And tried to beg. It didn't work out. We've got something over here. It might be a forge. Sometimes I'm correct in my assessment. I was. Oh, nice. It's a half-elf forge. Probably have some rusty things that I can blow up here. So let's go to tarnished and just kind of start going down this this list. I probably should have bought some more sharpening stones from someone. Yes, I have 0. Let's turn on the first cathedral. Now we have 125. That's more like. And now we begin the process of turning these things into ore. And I don't really mind whether it's small pieces of ore that I can change into metal bits, or if it's large pieces of ore, or not large, but small bricks of ore that I can turn into sheet metal. let's see, Step Grandpa says they probably drop from humanoid mobs, but it's probably rare, and never seen anything other than rations drop food wise. I have got some rations, yeah. I don't know really who from. I didn't pay enough attention to see who it was from. I kind of feel like it might have been the Bandits. Not 100% sure on that, though. Definitely getting my rusty rapier, or my rusty, no, all of this is wrong. The things I'm saying, the blacksmithing is the one I'm going for. Definitely getting my blacksmithing up. It's up to 31 now. So, creating tarnished weapons is the way to go here. Slowly but surely. Because they drop all the time, and there's no real reason to hang on to them other than just obstinance. I've got a lot of obstinance, so I know all about it. Alright, here we are. We've gotten most of the things from the inventory turned into tarnished things now, which is great. And then, we did not get any points up in our blacksmithing from all that I'll notice. Let's come back over here. I'm going to do parentheses T and then a space, and that brings up this window so that we can go happily down it and find all of the things that we have to turn into ore. It's interesting. We get a small brick of ore from that one. We're running semi-low on water flasks. We only have 102 left after that combine. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not that many because you end up going through it pretty fast for all the different things that you can do with those water flasks. They're very important. I recommend getting plenty of those. And we're really being able to make this ore pretty well at this point. We have a 76% chance to succeed, and so of course that's 3 out of 4, a little over. And it's pretty good stuff there. If you don't make the ore, then you get back the water, as I recall. So it's not a complete loss, even if you fail, which is nice. You do lose the tarnished weapon, but that's no big deal. Okay, so we got all that. Very good. And cleaned up the bags a little bit in the process. Now, I'm not gonna remember which way to go, I doubt, to be able to get to the oven and or I should say, or the brewing barrel, I think is what it's called. I don't think that I'll be able to get there without looking at the map. Found the tavern there, that ought to count for something. And goods. I bet we can't buy anything in the goods place either. You would think that a place that sells just something called goods would allow us to purchase from them, but I doubt it. Nah. Merchant Ayanya says, I don't like to speak to ogres, much less sell to them. Man, I can't even read. It's rough. It's a bad day. And I'm going in through the wrong side of the door again. What a shame. Or out. Words are hard. Alright, let's see. Let's give up and go to the map. It didn't take long. Okay, let's go down here, and first and foremost, let's hop over to the oven. Okay, I wasn't too far away from the oven. I may have been heading in somewhat of the correct direction. Not too shabby, all things considered. Look, it's a drunkard. What is he doing? I begged from him successfully. Is it bad to kill the drunkard? Probably I should not kill the drunkard. I will, it's tempting, but I won't. Alright, onward. In fact, solidarity. Let's take a bottle of this bog juice. Got the alcohol tolerance up. Excellent. Alright, Step Grandpa says that wine and muffin quest is the only way to raise merchant faction currently also. With whom? Because, so I'm raising it with these guys, uh, these Kelethin merchants. Do you mean like the Freeport merchants, maybe? So there's this Emerald Warriors guy here who seems to be doing good for my merchant faction here. All right, now we have that random things actually in the bags. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, look, new options. Look at that, apricot marmalade. I've not seen that before. It requires frosting. Everything requires frosting. It requires 3 of them. So now check that out. So you have to have fruit. It's just generic fruit. You don't need apricots specifically. You do need grapes specifically for some things, but you can make apricot marmalade, I guess, from any kind of fruit you happen to have, other than grapes, I suppose. That's interesting. Okay. Or berries, because berries have their own thing too. So you can't have a berry and call it an apricot. But if you have an apple, you're fine, I suppose. All right, let's go on. We got the Batwing Crunchies. I'm going to run out of frosting if I do those. But I'm not surprised that I have plenty to do them with, because I have a lot of bats that I've been killing. Don't need to do any of the burnt bread, I don't feel. What's this? This is rhino beetle legs. Interesting. I don't need any of those. More frosting required for this. This is spider leg, candied spiders. So the spiderling legs, maybe you can't make anything with, but the spider legs you certainly can. Steph Grandpa says supposed to be Kelethin. Also, not sure how you raised Otherwood. Okay, so I've been turning into the Emerald Warriors guy, but here, I'll show you. Let's do /faction. And we go here, and it's like the Kelethin merchants, right? That's who you're talking about. There they are. Yeah, so I'm up to 181 points to dubious. So I've raised it a good ways. And what I'm doing is I'm turning in these things to this, it's like Regnar or something like that over at the Emerald Warrior. He likes a spiderling hide, a ruined wolf pelt, a thing of bone chips, and a piece of bat fur. So you give that to him, and every time you give that to him, you'll raise your faction with the Kelethin merchants by 5. So you can do that enough times, and you can get your Kelethin merchant faction up. I'm well on my way to being dubious to them. So, yeah, glad I could inform you of something. Normally, I'm the one getting the information from you guys, so it was glad I could return the favor somewhat. It definitely works, though. All right, so I might use this, but I really don't want to use all my frosting if I can help it. It's cool that I have these new recipes. I think it's because I hit level 50 on the baking. That's probably what opened them up. I have a bunch of different kinds of fish. Maybe some of them will be used for some of these fish recipes here. Who knows? I do have a couple things I could use to make some edible food. Let's make some. Let's auto inventory it too. Wonderful, wonderful. Moving on up. Okay, here we go. This is more like we've got fish fillets that we can make with our fresh fish. I will look at other things because it feels fairly basic to make the fish fillets. So I want to go through and see what else I can make. But I'm going to definitely come back to those fish fillets in the end, I'm thinking. Unless I end up doing something else, you know, unless I'm convinced by one of these other recipes, then I'll do that. Now, I'm curious, do I have any eggs yet of any kind? Let's check out egg. I do. I have a couple of snake eggs. So, what do we want to make? Because we could make an omelet. What about this? No, I can't. That's right. Because I don't have a a frying pan, nor do I have any cheese. So I can't do the omelet. What a shame. Let's just do the noodles instead. Now, noodles, I notice, can be used in something else because they go into the Tradeskill depot. So we'll make them not necessarily to eat, but just to save for later making of something. Who knows what. Okay, let's see if we have anything we want to pickle here. I'm very low on vinegar. I only have 3 of them. But let's see if we have any meats that we can pickle. Looks like that's a no. All right. No fillets that are ready. We got some rabbit stew. If only we had a pot. Definitely gonna have to find a pot at some point. Or make one. I mean, I don't have any aversion whatsoever to making one. Smoked shark. Nice. If only I had some shark meat, would be good to go on that too. Okay, so it's looking to me like we could make some more wolf sandwiches. Let's go ahead and do that first because it's easy. It's only skill level 31 needed here for the wolf sandwiches, which is lower than what I have. So I did pretty well with the wolf sandwiches, 86% chance to make it. I think that's pretty decent. And that way, if I can get even another point of baking by the time I'm finished with this, which I can only make 1 more. I didn't get another point, what a shame. But I was thinking it would make my ability to create things like these candied spiders go up a little bit. Let's see, we got candied spiders or we got fish fillets. Fish fillets are apparently easier to make according to this. So maybe that's the direction I should go. Maybe I should just make the batwing crunchies. The trouble is I'd run out of frosting well before I would run out of bat wings. And I would like to make the candied spiders as well. Okay. I can be patient, I suppose. I can make the batwing crunchies, and then I can make the fish fillets, and then when I go next to someone who sells frosting, I suppose I can buy them. I've been resistant. I think the guy over there in Felwithe may sell frosting. If he does, I'll buy some there, and then I can make some more stuff. We'll go ahead and try to combine these things and see what we can get here. Be sure to occasionally hit that left and right button so that maybe I can, scrounge up some food. Got some more of those batwing crunchies that we love so much. How many of those do I currently have? I just made a couple more. I don't know where they are. Is this? No, that's not them. They're going to be over here, aren't they? So I've actually eaten all of my other batwing crunchies. That's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that I went through them so quickly, but they are gone. So interesting. All right, let's try making some more. I think I'm a fan of the provisioning a little bit. Maybe that's what I'll lean toward. I'm not sure. I do like having food and drink, and it seems especially important if it's the only way to regain health and power. I'm not 100% certain if that's accurate or not. I haven't tried going without it. I suppose I could give it a go at some point by just putting all my food and drink into the bank, and then wait for enough time that I think it's probably worn out, or run out rather, and then check and see if my health and power is coming back at all, or if it's just coming back very slowly. Not sure. So we got that. Now let's come over to the fish fillets and go through those. I won't make very many of these because I have less than a 50% chance. Make 2 at a time. Very nice. I wonder if you always make two at a time. I suppose so. It does have an S on the end. It's fillets. It's not fillet. So I suppose you always make 2. It's looking likely. And this is definitely getting my my baking skill up pretty well to make the stuff that is higher, has a higher skill requirement on it. Up to 59 baking, now 60. Moving along pretty well. Now, as to the fishing, I wonder if some places are harder to fish than others, and that you have to have like a higher skill. to fish from them successfully, or if they're all just basically the same. It doesn't matter where you fish, you have the same likelihood of catching fish. So far I've primarily, and by primarily I guess I'm only, fished in, I would consider it lower tier zones. I don't know if that's exactly the right word, because obviously places like Felwithe, I have no idea if that's, I mean, it's non-aggro to me. If it was aggro, I think maybe we would have a different situation. I mean, I consider it to be such a low tier after all. I'm not sure what level they are. They're all red to me. So, but that doesn't mean much. I'm very low level. So, yeah, I don't know. So we've gotten through the baking portion. Let's now go and try to find the brewing barrel. One would think that the baking and brewing would be the same skill, but I don't know. Maybe it is and maybe it isn't. In EverQuest, in EverQuest 2, rather, it is. It's just called provisioner, right? Both things. If you bake things and you make food and drink, you know. And there are some alcohols you can do as well. All right, off we go to find the brewing barrel, and let's go ahead and try to beg from old guard Day Blaze. He has no interest in our begging. So far, begging has been completely unsuccessful. Just like I haven't even found anything to try to pick the lock on. Everything I've ever come across that was locked was apparently impervious to being picked, as far as I could tell. Alright, here we have the brewing barrel. And the skill in question is in fact brewing, so brewing is separate from baking. Meaning that I have not gone up in my ability to brew since last I checked. I definitely am low on things like casks, and I have plenty of flasks of water left, and like I said, kind of low in my opinion, but not super low. Let's keep on going down this list and see if there's anything at all that I can make over here. What is this, do you suppose? Oh, it's yarrow, of course. I have some of that growing outside, but I've never fermented it, nor do I have any intention of it. Not enough of the berries to make berry juice with, unfortunately. And I don't have any of those raspberries, don't even know where they come from. So far, I've been able to make 0 things. I can almost make the honey mead, but I don't have any hops. Hops is one of the things that I think we need to, oh, interesting. Faz says, hey, I tried sending you a tell last night, but I don't think it sent. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at noticing tells. However, I have messed with my windows, so maybe it'll be better now. I think so. I think I saw that within the first minute after it was sent, so I'm going to take that as a win all the way around. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have? It's not looking particularly great. No, I don't have any malt, so I can't even make malted milk. Can't make any ogre swill. It's tough, you know, times are tough around here. I know I can't make any of the other stuff. Purified water? No such luck. Red porter? Nah. Root beer? No. Not of any kind. I do have the Stormguard root beer, but I don't have the ice or the frosting. I'm out of that now. Fast says finding it difficult to want to play with the wipe coming up. Understandable. Okay, how about some short ale? No, I don't have any hops. Can't make that. Nor the short beer. Man, it's tough. Times are hard. Okay. Nope, not quite. I don't have any yeast. This is just terrible. You know what? I can make some water flasks. Let's do that. 1 water flask. Done. Try again. Okay. That time, yeah, got the water flask. Excellent. That was something. It wasn't lovely, but it wasn't nothing at least. So, out of all of those things, I didn't find a single thing to do with this here evergreen leaf. No idea what it's all about. It doesn't tell me in the description. I don't know if it's something that'll go into the Tradeskill depot or not, but it might. Let's see what we have here on the map. It's a forge over there. Let's find. I might go for the bank, but otherwise, I mean, the only thing I'd want to do perhaps is go to the warrior guild over here and turn in a few more of those quest completions. It's not going to get me far enough to matter, so I don't really see much point in doing so. We're getting plenty of that ripened heart fruit. It's been completely useless so far, and I fear that it's going to continue to be, because if you look at it, it says only druids and rangers need it, and I'm not a druid or a ranger, so I mean, on this server, I seriously doubt I'm going to find any use for it. I think it's no trade, and it may even be worthless as well, like no value. Alright, we're gonna get in this door by clicking the door. When it goes to shut, then my large ogre self will make it through the door. Come over here to the banker, and let's go ahead and try to put this ripened heart fruit in there first of all, because that's fairly useless. Then let's go to the Tradeskill depot and start throwing things into there. We've got a pot of water we don't need. We've got some roots. Oh yes, I should click shift so that I get the whole stack of them. Now, let's see if these evergreen leaves go in. They do. Excellent. So they are a Tradeskill item. I had assumed that they would be, but I didn't know for sure. I have some bandages. I think I grabbed them off of some bandits. I doubt they're gonna... Oh, they did. You could put bandages into your Tradeskill window. Who knew? Alright. That's interesting. So we can presumably make better bandages in the future. Now let's try to throw some of this stuff into here. Looks like the bottle of police did go in there, so I guess it's good for something. I don't know. Oh, those are fish fillets. Okay, alright. Figured I'd just try to throw anything in, and we'll find out if it's good for making other things or not. I know the noodles go in. Now this is edible goo, and that is not to be confused with fishing grubs. Fishing grubs we have to keep on our person because they, I assume that they are used to fish with, right? It's what you would use a fishing grub for, I feel. The batwing crunchies went into the Tradeskill. Interesting, so we can make something better with the batwing crunchies, theoretically. We have a couple of water flasks left. I suppose I'll keep them on my person for now, because I don't have anything else to drink at the moment. So, water flasks for the win. Hopefully they last a minute. Who knows? Okay. So, we can go over to Felwithe now and try to buy some frosting and some sharpening stones, maybe. Just because I feel like they'll come in handy as time goes on. Let's push ourselves out that door. I wonder if there was... Oh yes, I don't really think I need to go to the Emerald Warrior's place right now. But the guy that you'd be turning into is just right inside the door. Let me see. Maybe I will go there just to show you where the guy is. if I can find it. It's, I think it's gonna be north of here. Let's see. Maybe not. I'm so terrible at this area. I've not figured out how to get around at all. There it is. Yeah, okay, I see it. So it looks like maybe I could go east here and then head north, and it'll be right there to the east. I'm gonna try it. I think that's where it's at. Alright, yes, Emerald Warriors. And you go here, go just right inside, and I'll show you. Regrin, that is his name, or perhaps it's Regrin, who knows. This fella right here is who it is. And we're gonna click Control, and we're just gonna drop one of these on him, open up that window, and then we can, haha, I only want one of each of these. So we're gonna click Control on each of these things. You can only do it one at a time, so you have to do just one of each. And then you click Give, and there you are. And as you can see, your faction standing with Kelethin merchants has been adjusted by 5. Faction standing with merchants of Felwithe has been adjusted by 5. And then you lose a little bit of faction with the Indigo Brotherhood. I don't know who they are. And then you also, of course, gain faction with Emerald Warriors. 5 of that as well. So, if you don't know any other way to raise your faction, this definitely works. Oh, Faz says once it goes fully live, I will definitely have enough to do to last me a long time. Alright, and then he says good night. I'm gonna say have a good night. There we are. Alrighty. But yes, so that's the place for you if you need some faction. I think that it won't take very long. I suspect that I'll probably be able to do it by the end of, or by the time that this server goes down. We'll see. Maybe. If I work on it here and there, I think that we'll get there. Alright, let's kind of head toward Felwithe. And I'm just gonna jump off because the ogre can take it. She's tough. The Kelethin here, in this version of Norath, is not nearly as high up in the air as the version that I'm used to in EverQuest 2. It's much further of a fall over there than it is here. In this game, you fall so strangely, comparatively. It's incredibly fast, and it's like you thunk to the ground. I don't know if that's true for all classes or if it's just ogres that have that experience. Off topic, I noticed earlier that there are some random little green spots on the ground as you're running around, and if you pick those up by left clicking on them, they are something. They are something. And I don't know, Evergreen, I don't know exactly what it's called. I've forgotten already. But they're little plants that go in the Tradeskill window. So if you see them, they are green, much like the rest of the forest floor here. But they're a different color of green. So let us auto loop these for now. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's auto loop them because I don't have any place to store them. All of my bags and all that are full. In my, like, the Dragon's Hoard is full, I suppose, and they can't go into the Tradeskill depot, so it's just gotta be the way it is, I suppose. There's a bat over here. We definitely need to come get that. I'm feeling very happy about moving my my chat window out of the other window. If that makes any sense at all, it's definitely feeling like the right decision there. Keep an eye out for those green bits of ground for me because I'm not very good at it, and I do want to get some of those things and try to find out what they do. I also have, like I said, completely forgotten what they're called. I want him to be called something like Evergreen something, but I'm not sure that's true. All right. Ah, another bat. Great. Wonderful. Lovely. And a drone as well, which will come in handy more when I have some hops, because we can't make the honey mead anyway until we have some hops, I think. Now, the question is, I'll let this guy go ahead. He can have the, bat. Ah, he's not going for the bat. Okay. Well, then in that case, we'll take the bat and the pawn as well. Or pawn. There's another bat. Now let's make sure. Okay. He's not anywhere around here waiting to get the bat. So, if there's so many bats all of a sudden, I mean, I was going to go to Felwithe, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going to Bat Alley instead. Kind of cool with that. Definitely need that bat fur, not the bat fur. I don't know that I want anything to do with the bat fur. But the bat fur, on the other hand, I would like a little bit of. I'll go ahead and attack the black wolf. I really don't need him. But I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see here. We've got Felwithe coming up here on the left. And let's go ahead and try to beg from that guard, of course, right? Loban just went by. Alright, now going on into northern Felwithe. So there's northern Felwithe, implying that there is a southern Felwithe as well. Let's have a look at the map. Southern Felwithe. Okay, so the place is split up into two sections here. Let's come check out Lanadin and see if he has anything fun and entertaining. He has a lot of good things on him all the time, it seems, because people come and trade in things to him. I see that he still wants to charge me extra money for the boots of the long road. I can buy them cheaper in Ogre if I wanted them. Okay, let's see. Anything useful? So Evergreen leaf. I was right, it was Evergreen. Evergreen leaf. Now what is it useful for? I don't know. I'm low on drink. That means I used one of my water flasks. I've only got one remaining. Now there's fishing bait here. I could buy some. I think I'm low on fishing bait. I only have 12. You know what? Let's go ahead and buy a parcel of fishing bait. We spent 3 gold on that and refilled our supply a good bit. Now, there's no regular bat fur to be had here. There's various other things. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through here. And if I don't find what I'm looking for, which is, I'm not really sure necessarily what I'm looking for. I'm just looking. And if I see something good, then I'm going to get it. I mean, could get some more water flasks. I do need more water flasks. Maybe it's a good idea to grab it. Could buy the white wine. It was here earlier. Had my opportunity. There was also some red wine. There still is. Looks like nobody is picking up on the red wine and the white wine. But I think I'll grab 100 more of these water flasks. Now, we don't need to worry about water for a minute. The platinum is slowly building up as I go around killing random things, I notice. So I'm not as concerned about that right now. Okay, so, okay. I think what I wanted to try was switching to a different difficulty. So let's go to difficulty 1. And let's see if our friend Lanadin has something different in his wares, because theoretically, different things would have been traded into him. Now, I'm gonna guess that not many things will be different because it feels like most people aren't going to change out of level 0. And as you can see, that is a correct assessment. There's nothing except for his basic stuff on here. So this is the things that he always has. So let's try difficulty 2. Has anybody traded anything into him? Oh, we can't. We have to wait. When we have a chance, we will do that. Because I feel like, again, most people are going to come in here and they're just going to be on difficulty level 0, right? Because why would you change it in town? There are only a few reasons you may do that, and one of them is if you're looking for things on a merchant that isn't in level 0, but also if you were coming along and trying to kill these guys. Now these guys, what level are they? This one's level 50. This one's level 50. Is that the norm around these parts? This one's a level 70. Very nice. Level 70. Craziness. What's this? It looks like something, but I suppose it's just a wall sconce, so maybe it's I'm not sure. Can't really tell. This is a floor sconce here. All right, interesting. Let's try to get out this door. Easier said than done. Okay, these guards are level 39, so they have their lower experienced guards toward the outside. So this guy's a 38. He's the lowest I've seen yet. These two are both 38 paladins. Interesting. But this constructed potential is sitting there level 99. And now somebody was telling me that they think these are for trading in modes. What if I go up to him and I right-click him? I've been too scared to do that previously. We right-click him and it just says, he regards me indifferently. What would you like your tombstone to say? Well, I'm not interested in telling you what I want my tombstone to say quite yet. It's gotta be crazy. So I don't know how to trade in modes, if that is in fact what he's for. It's not something I'm familiar with. Okay. So, what more? I guess the only other thing I can do is try to switch zones again. We still have another 130 seconds before we can switch. So, that's not super exciting. That's another 2 minutes. I do wonder, what is it like in southern Felwithe? Should I go over there? Let's look at this stuff we got going on here. This is, I don't know, it looks like it could be a bit of a maze. Okay, let's try, actually, maybe we can go around it. We take the loop. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay, alright, we didn't have to go through there. So you can go around. We need to... Oh, look. Another little area to fish. I wonder if we have shoes in here as prevalently as we do at the first of this place. Okay, I want to try fishing in it. But I also want to go and check out... Oh, look, bait and tackle. I wonder if they'll talk to me. Hey, fishing supplies guy. I'd really like to see what the fishmonger has to sell. I can't do it yet. It's a sad day. I haven't seen a fishmonger before. Well, alright, I'll have to remember. There's a fishmonger in here, in Felwithe, and it might be a great place to come once I have a little bit of faction with merchants here and there. Let's come this way to southern Felwithe and see what it looks like. Alright, here we are. Magician's Guild, we've got Wizard Guild, we got Southern Felwithe Traveler achievement over here. What's that all about? This achievement is gained upon visiting Southern Felwithe. Let's hit the mine. We got 10 points. I'm going to at some point understand the way these rewards work. I think you maybe have to finish all of the things in, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't see any evidence of rewards for that at all, actually. Interesting. All right, so what else is on our map here? We've got a jewelry person, enchanter guild, a GM enchanter, moon thread is a tailor, and some kind of potions over there. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, let's head back through the invisible line, go back to northern Felwithe. And I think I want to go and try fishing off of this little area right here. Let's go settle down by Tam Sliceman. He seems like, well, first of all, let's try to talk to him. Well, I guess let's fall in the water before anything else. That seems like a good plan. Okay, see if we can get out of the water. There we are, out of the water. Wonderful. All right, I like his little fishing spot. Let's have a talk with him. He says it's not enough that you ogres have ruined your own lands. Now get lost. Well, all right, Tim. Let's hang out for a minute. Okay, I'm pressing the buttons all wrong, but there we go. Okay, so we have to get our fishing rod and replace one of our weapons with it. That's a sad thing. I think I want to replace it inside that back there so that I don't get it mixed up with other things. Hopefully. So now that we've equipped our fishing rod, we have our fishing bait. Let's try fishing, see what happens. Maybe we'll get superior fish at this point. Let's find out. Only one way to know for sure. We spilled our beer while bringing in the line. What a shame. Just what I didn't want to happen. All right. So, slowly but surely, we got a tattered cloth sandal. Well, it's looking like just like the front of this area so far. That's what we kept pulling up in that front part. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of fishing, but I'll do a little bit of fishing. We've got a fresh fish. All right, I'm okay with that. We can make some fresh fish fillets out of that, and that seems like a fine thing. Cast the line, didn't catch anything. And then I'll do maybe 2 more fishing casts after this, and then I'm going to switch back into my regular adventuring gear. I think, just judging from the fact that we have one thing to equip so far, that maybe as time goes on, perhaps we would collect more things that are oriented toward trade skilling. I'm not sure if that's true. If it is true, then it may behoove us to have like an armor set type thing where we could have a crafting armor set, for instance. I don't know. I got a rusty dagger. I got 1 more fish cast here to go. And then I'm going to call it good on fishing for the moment. Good enough, you know? Got another tattered cloth sandal. So the ratio of tattered cloth sandals in this town is pretty high to other things. Okay, let's replace our fishing rod just like so. And then I think we're going to use the difficulty thing. We're going to pick this time level 2, and it's going to take us to the beginning of this zone where our friend, whose name I believe starts with a D, is hanging out. Okay, no L. He has a D in it, but it's Lanadin. Lanadin the High Elf. Alright, let's see. All the same stuff as before. Nothing particularly lovely. I can, however, sell him some tattered boots. Tattered sandals, that's the ones. He doesn't buy them for a great deal. 1 silver and 6 copper, but I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers, you know? Alright, anything else that I need to sell? No, not really. I ought to, when I was at the bank, I ought to have put this person there, but it didn't happen, so forgot what I was doing, as is so often the case. Alright, so nothing I can do about buying the frosting and whatnot at this time. Alright, let's head on out in that case. Okay, entering the greater Faydark. Wondrous. Exactly where I wanted to go. And I'll target a guard and try to beg from him. I think I went too fast. It didn't register. There we go. Unsuccessfully begged. Shocking, I know. Okay, let's run around like mad people trying to find bats. And I'm going to cherry pick the bats this time around, if I can. I can manage to convince myself to do so. There's a bat. Because I'm going to have to get off here pretty soon, and I would like to get some more bat fur, if at all possible. Let's have a look at where we're at. Alright, now. I've got to try to get a little bit of a vantage point by going up on top of this and see if we can find any bat wings flopping around. Don't see any. So, onward. This direction I shall go. I don't know if there's a particular place that has more bats here than other places, but I have seen a good number of bats hanging out near Felwithe, which is where I was a moment ago, and I got a few right before I went in. And now, off we go to try to find more bats if possible. Kind of northeasterly direction if possible. Feel like that might be the right way to go. I saw something flapping. It was a giant wasp. I don't want to get near the fairies if at all possible, because I would prefer to keep my faction okay with them. Fairy tricksters hanging around, pixie tricksters rather. I don't want to kill the fairies, but I don't mind killing the pixies. There's a bat. Oh, I have scrounged up a water in the meanwhile, which is cool. It is a pot of water specifically, which will combine with the other pot of water. It did not go into the bags as it ought to have. And that's a giant wasp. No good. Not quite the same. I saw flapping and initially thought, well, hey, maybe I've found some more bats, but no luck. You know, I feel like I ought to kill this giant wasp warrior just because it's blue, and I've not been running into a lot of things that are blue. Now I'll let the dot finish that guy off. No need to do anything more to it. I did go along and hit that wasp warrior kind of accidentally. I was sort of stuck in combat and just hit it on the way by. So he doesn't have a detriment on him. He doesn't have a dot. So let's throw a dot, and then we'll be in a little bit of a fight with those guys. Not really interested in killing the other guy there. But we have a bat on track here. Where are we at the moment? Okay, right there. Large widow. Alright, that's the bat that's on us. It's not useful. Well, it's not that it's not useful, it's just kind of already... its death was imminent. Okay, going the right direction still. Kind of heading west. And looking for the bats. Finding everything but bats, basically. Got the wolves. Got basilisks. Again, I'm tempted now. Hold on. And Alania Peaceheart. I think I want to avoid Alania Peaceheart. She looks like a 45 who is aggro to me. So let's not go after her. So somebody told me the other day that if they have two swords crossed over their name, that they are they're aggro. And to me, that looks like an X. I didn't realize that it was two crossed swords, but it's definitely good to know. I guess I'll stop and throw a dot on that giant wasp if he's still near me. Yeah, because he's not dying quite quickly enough. And then I accidentally moved instead of casting a spell. Cool. Alright, there we go. That's more like. Let's go this way. See if we can get some more bats. A brownie scout. I feel compelled to kill the brownies every time I see them. I'm not really sure why. Just general. We got a brownie torso. I'm sure that's good for something, right? I have no idea. It must be a quest. Alright, I got off track here, but there we go. Alright. Some Drakeling. Got some pixies over there. Oh, there's another brownie scout. So where exactly are these guys in case I need them? Looks like they're close to Butcher Block entrance. I think that Butcher Block is where I initially came from to get into here. We had to run a good little ways to get here. I think I'm stuck in combat, so I'm going to click Q. And that brings me out of combat. Okay, I have some root slips left that, for whatever reason, did not auto-inventory. I think I've gotten most of the bats in this area. My circle around me is still tiny. Someone had explained to me at some point that the green circle around you on the map is how far you can see the enemies. Here's another guy who would attack me. How interesting. It's a centurion railroad. So I guess it's a named centurion of some variety. And he has with him an ebon masked spy. An ebon masked spy does not have crossed swords over his head. That centurion that's after me now does, though. Forest Drakeling. I don't know that I want to kill that centurion, because it feels like he's going to be faction related. And since I don't know whose side he's on, and whether I want his faction or not, I feel like I should avoid killing. So I'm just going to run for it toward the east. And if I see some bats, I'm going to kill them on the way. And if I don't, then I'll probably run on into Felwithe over here. And then he'll drop my tail, you know? Okay. It's coming along all right. We're not finding any bats to speak of over here. Often, though, there are some toward the Felwithe entrance. So I feel like, ooh, this is interesting. We have some people standing around Womper, Friend Not Food, and Curious Moon, and then Vazanab, Womper's pet. How interesting. Alright. I don't know if they're just having a powwow, or if, in fact, the Wizard Spires activates sometimes. I know that in EverQuest 2, Wizard Spires will sometimes activate and port you to different places. I don't know if that applies here or not. I know that different classes have port abilities, and I don't know if they have to be, oh, that guy's in a fight with somebody. I'm gonna leave him alone. Sorry about that, dude. Alright, we're gonna come this way in search of more bats. And we found one. Wonderful. Oh, haha. Man, started walking before it cast again. Alright, got it. And I'll note that we did run off our assailant, which is interesting. I had heard that in EverQuest 1, creatures don't drop aggro, and they'll just chase you to the zone line. But I have, in this game, run off some people. They have a long leash, but they do seem to leash. So I don't know. I guess that's a difference, maybe, between EverQuest 1 and this game, from what I have heard. All right, I'm not seeing any. Not seeing any more bats, but I think that I've hit my limit on time. Probably it is now 11 o'clock, and I have to take someone across town, so I better go ahead and call it. I'll come over here and guess I'll camp out over here, and then I'll be here next time I log in, and I'll be able to hopefully find some bats running around at that point. I don't know. Maybe. Bats have a little room in them. Should be fine. I've got 5 bat for at the moment, so we'll come back hopefully tomorrow and try that. It has been a pleasure streaming with you guys today, and chatting with you and all of those things. And hopefully I will see you all later on. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time that I go live. Again, hopefully that'll be tomorrow. If not, then I will see you soon. Everybody have a good night.